Hello, my name is Jennybell Alcoriza. I am a registered nurse in the Philippines, and I used to work in the government at the Department of Health on the localization of national law on health. The devotional thought I'll be sharing today is a realization that God has impressed to me during the pandemic. It's entitled Love Lockdown. And the inspiration I have from this is from the words of Jesus in John chapter 15 when he said, "Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can ye, except ye abide in me." Interestingly, the words quarantine and lockdown have been very common during the pandemic. And interestingly, even little children, my son who was 2 years old back then, and my daughter who is 7 back then, Viel and Gabriel, know what it means to be quarantined and be placed under lockdown. In the Philippines, enhanced community quarantine is a series of stay-at-home orders implemented by the government. It is part of the COVID-19 community quarantines, a larger scale of COVID-19 containment measures with varying degrees of strictness. The ECQ is the strictest of these measures and is effectively a total lockdown. Filipinos first heard about it in March 2020 when our president, then Rodrigo Duterte, placed Metro Manila under a community quarantine. ECQ was implemented throughout Luzon, and it remained in places with high numbers of COVID-19 infections. New quarantine levels such as MECQ, or what we call modified ECQ, then there is also GCQ, General Community Quarantine, and MGCQ, modified GCQ, were introduced as easing restrictions commenced. For some, lockdowns and quarantines are disadvantageous. But for the rest, especially for those working as frontliners like my husband, these measures are like a relief, especially for families like us too. It is a halt intended to contain and prevent the spread of new infections. What lessons can we learn from this? Experiences, one of the many realizations that God has impressed in my heart is that a moment by moment lockdown experience with Jesus is necessary for a Christian to continue to grow in Him. This is because there has been an ongoing pandemic of sin and everyone is infected. Jesus, the Savior of the world and the Redeemer of the world, utters the compelling invitation to abide in Him. He who is love, as 1 John 4:8 says, that God is love, is speaking to us today to be sheltered in His presence. And as we do, we linger in the ocean of infinite love. He was hung on that cruel cross of Calvary long, long ago to save you and me and all of humanity from the penalty of sin. Today, He offers us victory over sin and protection against temptation. This is indispensable. And yet, the decision to that love lockdown with Jesus is yours and mine. Today, will you choose to respond to His unfailing love? If so, that love lockdown with Jesus is an experience awaiting you today.